silver.
So describe again where you are. You're
And standing in front of the door at a house in the middle of a lake, and there's silver door knocker and a handle and a design on the door that's in silver.
If you were to describe that design, what would that be?
It kind of looks like a mandala.
Oh, very nice. And look around the edges of the door. Can you see a light shining from around the edges of the door?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. I want you to just step back from the door just for a moment. And the door is going to open. And it's going to open on its own accord. And I want you to tell me what happens when the door opens.
I'm bathed in light.
And how does the light feel?
Very warm.
Very nice. Does the light hurt your eyes at all?
No.
Oh, very good. And there's someone in that light. I think if you step inside the light, you will see them.
Yes.
Oh, very good. And who's standing there?
My grandmother.
And ask her how is she doing.
She's good.
Awesome. And did you hug her or greet her?
Yes.
Very good. And she has a message for you. Can you go ahead and get your message right away?
She says we're going to take a trip.
Oh, very good. Is she going to introduce you to two of Hank's, those beings of light that were there the last time?
Yeah, we go to the other side of the, walk through the room and out a back door and onto a, it's still part of the pier, but it feels more like a porch.
Oh, very good. And is this the direction your grandmother is giving you, or this is where she's taking you?
This is where we walked.
Oh, very good.
And they're there.
Oh, they are there.
They are.
Oh, very good. And ask your Grams, is she going to stay with you, or is she going to go back?
She's going to go back in the house.
Ah, very good. And can you just thank her very much? And Hank thanks her as well.
She gives me a hug.
Very good.
And says, I'll see you later.
Excellent. We'll make sure we see her before we leave here. And are the beings standing there in front of you, or what do they look like?
They're changing their size. Like almost the thing that comes to mind is the superhero that can make himself really tall or really short.
And when you first saw them, were they really tall?
They were very tall.
Very tall. And so have they shrunken down for you?
They came down to my level.
Ah, very good. And ask them, are they here to answer Hank's questions?
They're here to provide direction.
Ah, very good. Very, very good. And ask them, are they of the most purest and unconditionally loving intent?
They are.
Very good. And if they had any messages just right off that they would like to share for Hank, they know he has a lot, and he's been just whatever message before I ask questions.
Well, they both say not to worry.
Very good.
You're headed in the right direction. Small stumbling blocks, but nothing that you can't handle.
And those stumbling blocks, are they in the way of unemployment, or?
Well, didn't say. It literally looked like little blocks
Oh, totally
that
understood.
they just threw down at my feet.
Okay. And, all right.
One's got a B on it, the letter B. The other has the letter H.
Interesting. Can you ask them what does the B stand for, please?
I'm not getting anything.
Very good. Well, before we go, that I guess I want to get to not to, you know, just introduce themselves. Ask them, could they introduce themselves? They're always in all my sessions, and I pretty much always say I'm going to get back to them. I'm going to get back to them.
Yes, but their names are not like we name things. It's coming through as more of a sound, like tones.
Understood.
Like musical notes.
And
That changes when they get taller.
oh, so are they growing again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And what made them grow? Why did they grow again?
They were getting back to their normal state to share their name.
Very good. Understood. Okay. And they seem to always be around me, or I've been told that they're around me all the time. Can they elaborate who they are, and why me?
They are not. They're not from this plane. They are. They never lived human life. They are, but they've been with you through different lives on this planet.
And
they
okay.
have they've always been with you, and at least one of them is I'm getting attached to you at all times.
Very good. And what is our connection? Are they my higher self? Or, I mean, but there's two of them.
One is a higher self. That's the one that's always connected. The other is they're using some word that I don't understand, but it's a guide.
You didn't understand the word. Could you pronounce the word?
Now again, it comes through as a tone that I just know what it means.
And what does it mean then?
It means guide.
Okay.
One is your higher self, and the other is that supreme guide, is what it said.
Very good. And how am I alike with those entities?
You possess part of the same spark. You came from the same place. The choice, you made different choices. There was, the guide chose to not inhabit a body, but to stay stay in its original form, and you chose to come down here.
Oh, very good. And the two light entities, I was, well, I'll just ask this. I was told that I had two guides. One was masculine and one was feminine, and one was, they gave names before. Do they know who I'm talking about? I mean, my higher self should. I'm thinking of that name now. Well, I'll just ask this. Who is Isabel and Augustine? And how does those two relate to...
Isabel is your high self.
And is she one of the two entities there?
Yes.
Ah, and she's the one that's connected to me at all times?
Yes.
And would Augustine be the other?
Nodding, yes. But I'm having a hard time understanding.
Okay. And I spoke to Isabel earlier today, and I asked her, and I told her, could she connect with Dane's higher self and to relay the messages to Dane so he can understand it and be able to relay it to me. Do they have any problems? They know already what my questions are, but do they have any problems with answering any of these questions or sharing this information with me?
No.
Oh, very good. So, in the last session we did together, Dane said that that you guys said that I was a creator, and I believe I was, I guess, helping create the earth. Or what did he mean by that? Please.
As the earth was formed, there were everything was coming together, and you assisted in directing, like topography is what's coming to mind. The topography of the earth, where to put the land, and
So
the height of mountains,
and I was told that those entities were the original light, or does original light mean one of the original creators of the earth?
original light means the original creator of all things.
Oh, very good. For that, for which we are all one.
Correct.
Very good. And the aeon, I was told in the session that I was also an aeon. Can you elaborate on that, if you would, please? And when they... Is that just another adjective to describe the original light?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That it's... Yeah, it was a word used to describe the spark.
Understood. And so after we created the earth, after the earth was finished, did I come to the planet when it was completed in a physical manifestation?
Yes.
And what time linear time frame would that have been?
Millions
And what form did I come in?
You were a female.
So I literally, okay.
That was the body you chose. The first body.
And now when it says in the first body, was there a civilization on the planet at that time?
Very small. Very small, and more creatures than humans.
But I was in human form.
Yes, yes.
And what was my purpose in that particular incarnation?
You helped give rise to a race of people.
In which area of the planet?
It's very, I'm going to say, Asia.
Oh, very good. And so before we created the Earth, and I worked on the topography here, where was I before any of my incarnations here? I was told I was from a place where there was a bunch of pyramids on a moon in another session. Could you elaborate on that, please? Isabella?
Very far from this planet. Pyramids of different colors. Very large planet.
What was the who built those pyramids on that planet? I'm just curious right now.
There was a race there, and you helped them.
I helped there as well?
Yes.
Was it a hominoid?
Yes.
And what was my, you say I helped, in which form? Did I come in a form, or was I consciousness? How did I manifest there? Oh, you said a hominoid. Did I have a body?
Yes.
And was it similar to anything on Earth?
No.
I was told at one point, a gentleman told me that I was green and really, really tall.
And very thin.
Was that while I was on that? And one of the sessions, the gentleman said that I brought him here. He was my tree cutter, and he said he saw me in the ship. Is that the same personality from the place with the pyramid?
I see you holding hands.
I'm holding hands with
Yes.
Rudy. And in what capacity was Rudy? A small child? Do you see him as a child?
It must be because you're much taller.
Ah, very good, very good. But I'm really tall. And what did Rudy look like, or what did the entity that is?
Very small version of you.
Was he my offspring?
Yes.
So Rudy was were we male and female on that? Obviously. Well, I was male or female?
It's not the same like it is here.
Ah, very good. And so, was it androgynous, or could it reproduce singularly?
Yes.
And how was that process done? Was it done energetically or physically?
the energy caused the the entity to reproduce.
Oh, very good. And so
it started in the mind.
Oh, amazing. Amazing, amazing. So this ties up a lot for me. So at one point, did I send Rudy to the earth? That was in before this in this incarnation here, because he said this is the first time he's been to this planet. He said I sent him here.
You called him here.
Ah, I called him here. Okay, and so did I do that in a dream state, or in my higher self called him here?
Higher self.
My higher self called him here, and he came because he was my.
He heard the call.
He heard the call, and there are several people who've been telling me that. What was that call? Why? I mean, I guess did I make the call? Or that?
Yes.
What was that call that I made?
It was time for him to experience what it's like down here.
Very good. And so that's exactly what he said. Okay, so that ties that up for me. And so how did I end up coming to the earth to help form the topography? How did that come about? Was my guide there with me as we planned it?
You left the body on the planet with the pyramid and traveled through. I'm seeing galaxies and galaxies and stars
and what brought me to? Was it from a directive from Prime Creator?
It was an offer.
And
you chose.
Very good. Because I've had experience helping
Yes.
put civilizations and planets together?
Yes.
Oh, very good. And so one of the first sessions I ever did, the gentleman said that I was a conduit for the energy from, and where would that be, from source or from where, or from?
Energy from source comes from everywhere.
Understood.
Your specific energy comes from that place with the pyramid. It's almost like you're in two places at once. Like a beacon.
And so the beacon is on the planet with the pyramids, or here?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, and it travels a long distance.
And this is me. This is Hank.
Yes.
So, in a session that I had done, the gentleman said that I had come to the planet, to Earth. Now I'm here after leaving the planet with the pyramids. There's a gentleman, his name is Nate. He said he was from the planet with the pyramids as well. He went to MIT. Are you familiar with that entity? With that personality?
Searching.
We did a quantum healing hypnosis sessions, and Rails was the name of his higher self.
I have it.
Oh, very good.
Huh.
What can you tell me about my connection with Nate from the planet with the pyramids before we come back to?
He's a very, very relaxed entity. But in my mind, I see him kind of lounging with his feet up. But he's very tall and skinny.
He's tall. He's tall and skinny in his physical incarnation here and now. And what would him with his feet up represent? And him being so relaxed or laid back?
He has knowledge, untapped knowledge, but it lives within him and affects him now.
I know he's been having a hard time. He said that from his upbringing that his heart chakra had been closed and he was trying to open it up. Had he been able to do that since our session?
He struggles still.
Yeah, we got into it.
Yeah. He does desire to be free of it. He's still under an old paradigm. He's struggling.
He said he was raised in a secret society.
He's having a hard time getting past it.
Oh, very good. Is there anything that I should or could do in order to help him, or should I just let him definitely come to me again first?
Reach out through your higher self.
Through my higher self.
Meditate and go to him. Go to him with your heart self.
Very good. Is there, he said that there was work that he and I were supposed to be doing, that it was meant for us to have the session, and there was a connection there, and then I don't know exactly what happened, and I spoke to him, and I can tell his heart closed back up, and he was so I've been just...
He will be more receptive to suggestion from your higher self. You can connect to him through that higher self, not through the heart that is closed. He wants to open it, though. He's really struggling.
And what's the best through, if not through his heart chakra because it's closed?
Through the mind.
Through his mind, because went to MIT. He's pretty much a little genius, isn't he?
Yeah, very. That is some of the previous knowledge that he's had, that he held on to.
Understood. Very, very good. So he's from that planet with the pyramids as well.
Yeah.
And so had we made a plan to work together here in this in this linear physical incarnation before we got here, or we just are from the same place and just happen to synchronistically run into each other?
No plan.
No plan. Very good. Alrighty, that makes big sense to me. So back here to the planet Earth, and the last time Dane and I did a session, he said that there were a collective of energy entities that were parked outside of the house in the sky. Is this correct?
Yes.
And I always see them in the colors. What are those colors that I see? The green and the yellow and the red sometimes. What do those colors represent?
It's a signal to show you
that they're there.
Yeah. To reveal themselves.
And am I supposed to have any type of interaction with them at all?
Not yet. Not yet. They're observing